likely one of the most shocking picks in the 2019 NFL Draft, Daniel Jones selected 6th overall to the New York Giants. Was this a mistake? Let's get into that. So, as a bit of backup, Daniel Jones from Duke was ranked either around the 6th to 7th, 8th range in terms of quarterbacks that were to be selected in the 2019 NFL Draft. And needless to say, he was the second quarterback taken, behind Kyler Murray at number 1. The Giants selected Daniel Jones at number 6. This was such a shocking pick to most, because most people saw Giants taking Dwayne Haskins, potentially Drew Lock, but Dwayne Haskins fell significantly after this Daniel Jones pick by the Giants. Was this a mistake? I have a couple opinions regarding this. Obviously, we're through week 1 of the preseason, and we got to see him play, and he had quite a good one drive that he played. He played pretty well. Nearly a perfect drive, capping it off with a touchdown. So I'd like to go into my opinions on what I think is in store for our man here, and if Daniel Jones is going to end up being a success in the NFL. I'd like to start off with a couple of things that I think will be beneficial to his career. Firstly, I think it's going to be very important if he sticks to the offense he knows. So Daniel Jones is at Duke was kind of a short passer, ran a more West Coast style offense, and I think the Giants are going to need to stick to that. Now that they lost Odell, they really lost their main deep threat. And with Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs to ever enter the league, is what it seems like, I think this style should persist with the Giants, and if they do that, I think this is going to be very beneficial to Daniel Jones. Obviously, with the running back that's significant, it automatically will make you better. People are going to be expecting the run. It's going to open up a lot in the passing game. And I think Daniel Jones obviously is going to need time to develop. But overall, I think he certainly has maybe not as high of a ceiling as a lot of the other quarterbacks taken this year. I think his skill set is relatively limited, which we'll get into. But I think it all depends on how the Giants utilize him. He's not going to be meant for these deep passes, and I don't think the Giants' offense is meant for these deep passes. With a struggling O-line and a very skilled running back, I believe they're going to need to rely heavily on the run and short passes as well as screen passes. If you get Saquon Barkley out in the open field, good things are going to happen. So I think utilizing screens as well as short slant routes as well as out routes, it's going to be significant help in developing Daniel Jones. Will he be the year 1 starter? I don't think he should be. I believe Eli should get the start this year. I think Daniel Jones is a quarterback that's going to need a year to actually sit and develop. I don't think he's quite NFL ready. Whether he will be NFL ready, it's hard to say at this point. Obviously, seeing what he did against a second-team defense in the preseason, it looked good, but it's only one drive. There's no way to judge in preseason how successful a quarterback truly will be. If we wanted to judge based solely off of preseason, Dwayne Haskins is going to be an absolute bust. Do I believe that's going to be the case? I don't think so. So I don't think it's fair to judge preseason, especially one drive. Featured here we see obviously Daniel Jones. He's a pretty doofy-looking guy out of Duke, very unsuspecting guy. You wouldn't expect him. This guy was drafted 6th overall, right? Just take a look at him. He just doesn't look like the kind of guy that would. He looks, he's from Duke. Where do you expect a quarterback from Duke to be taken 6th overall? You don't. So I think he's certainly has the potential. But now let's talk about where I believe he's lacking. He's certainly lacking in terms of zip arm strength is going to be a concern, and a lot of the times I don't know if he's going to be able to learn that. Obviously, arm strength is something you need to develop gradually. You're not going to be in one season throwing 80-yard passes like Patrick Mahomes can. You're not going to develop that arm strength in a season. And if you don't have it already when you get drafted, it's going to be hard to develop it. You're already in the league, and you have to be ready. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be able to develop enough arm strength necessarily to be super successful in the league. I think the short game, if the Giants play the short game, dink and dunk football, I certainly think they have the potential to make him work. If you think about it, just look at very successful teams like the Patriots. Obviously, as Tom Brady gets older, he's going to be losing some of that zip on the ball, a little bit less arm strength. I don't personally believe he has. Tom Brady trains probably more dedicated than anyone in the league right now, and that's why he's still playing ball at 41, and he's still playing well. It all depends on training, too. So, even if he did lose zip, the Patriots' offense is meant to protect that. They run a lot of short plays, a lot of runs, good offensive protection, and that sets Tom Brady up for success, even if he has less arm strength. Look at Peyton Manning in his last season. Frankly, last 2 seasons, he just didn't have the throws. His arm strength wasn't there. He couldn't make those deep passes as well as he used to. Frankly, he got carried to a Super Bowl victory based off one of the best defenses that has been in the league in quite a while. He threw 2 picks. He did nothing to win that Super Bowl because his arm was failing. And the following year, it only got worse. And I think he chose a good time to retire. So that poses a long-term threat for Daniel Jones and his success. I think he'll be an okay successor to Eli. Eli's at that point of deterioration where I don't think he's got more than a year left in him. I think this should be his last season. He should retire after that. And Daniel Jones should take the helm. I think Daniel Jones is going to need to train very, very heavily if he wants to actually be a success in the league. And I think he can. It all depends on training and how that Giants coaching staff utilizes him. As far as developing any zip on the ball, that was my concern too, watching his preseason. It's hard to judge off preseason, but I will say, I could tell, even throwing a simple out route, he just lacked the zip on the ball. He's going to need to develop that if he wants to be a success. I don't know if he's going to be able to, but I think overall, I don't believe that the Giants selecting him 6th overall should be that much of a shocker. It's something the Giants would do. They want something more consistent with the short game. I think it fits their scheme. Dwayne Haskins doesn't necessarily fit their scheme. I think Daniel Jones could be a success. It all depends on his level of training and the coaching staff, though. I wouldn't say that this was a failed draft at all. I think the Giants had a plan, and I think that there's the potential that they prove everyone wrong and that this was a good pick. I think he's got potentially the chance to have a better career than Dwayne Haskins. We'll just have to see how it plays out, but overall, I think the Giants made an okay decision drafting Daniel Jones 6th overall. Thank you.